You and I judge one another all the time. And yet, we don't even know the other person's heart. Well, what happens when we do that? When I judge someone, I'm putting myself above them, and I'm lowering them. You see, we have to be careful when we judge. Judgment's different than exhortation. In the body of Christ, we should exhort. What are you talking about, exhort? What's exhortation? Well, it's an ancient term that simply means we're holding each other accountable. You heard Joseph Green talk about in the crucial conversation, in the time of accountability. Some very important things are important. You need to set up a feeling of security. Listen, I'm here for you. I'm here for our betterment. I'm not here to judge you. I'm not here to condemn you. I'm just trying to learn from this experience. What happened here? How did it go south? What went wrong? Let's learn from this. Let's not do this again. And let's have a better understanding. And so the whole point is edification. To exhort is to hold accountable for the purpose of edifying or bettering the relationship or the situation. Jesus did that to Simon Peter. When he talked to Simon Peter, he said, Simon Peter, he said, listen, I know you are saying you've got great devotion for me, but in a few days, you're going to betray me. Oh, no, I'd never do that. Not in 1,000 years, Jesus. And Jesus says, no, before the rooster crows 3 times, you're going to deny me. You're going to deny me. Just know it's coming. And Peter did. And then after Jesus' resurrection from the dead, he spent 40 days with the disciples. And when he spent 40 days with the disciples, Jesus said to him, he asked him a question. He said, Simon Peter, he said, do you love me? And he said, Lord, I do love you. I philia you. That means brotherly love. I love you like a brother. We're brothers. Jesus said, no. Simon Peter, do you love me? Lord, you know I love you. Why are you asking me a second time? You know I philia. You know I love you like a brother. We're brothers. And Jesus said, Simon Peter, do you love me? You see, that was exhortation. That was holding him accountable. And what he was asking is, do you love me unconditionally? Do you love me with a godly love? And unconditional love is agape love. Do you love me that way? You see, there's 3 different kinds of love, and one is eros. And love, the eros, love is attraction between the sexes. It's a romantic love. And eros means as long as you do for me what I want you to do, as long as I'm attracted to you, as long as you make me feel good about me, then I love you and I care for you. It's a self-centered love. It's a narcissistic love. Philios can be self-centered too. We're brothers, right? People on the mafia, they'll take care of each other, but they have somebody else shot and killed. That's philia. Brotherly love, as long as we got something in common, but if we don't have anything in common, I don't know if I care about you anymore. And then there's storge. Storge is just kind of a love of loves. A little puppy frolicking through the grass, bumps its nose on a rock, and goes, and we say, bless it. It's just kind of a love of loves. You see, all 3 of those loves are incomplete. Agape is unconditional love, and it's love that comes from God. And it's love that loves unconditionally, whether you return the love or not. Whether you will ever forgive me, I'm going to forgive you. Whether you will ever return the love or not, I'm going to let this offense go. And I'm going to seek to love you as Christ has loved me unconditionally. You see, when they were offended at Jesus, they were saying, who does he think he is? Carpenter, boy right here from Nazareth. We know his mother. We know his brothers. They were offended at Jesus because they were saying, who does he think he is? But really what they were doing is they were saying, look at who we think we are. Could it be that this Jesus with his teaching sees me as maybe a little incompetent? That was one of their fears. Maybe because he is so holy, when he comes into the presence of us who are unholy, we're offended. Because maybe our fear is he's going to unmask us. And he'll see what really is there. And sometimes it's a very selfish spirit. Sometimes it's a very narcissistic attitude. Sometimes we're just flat out greedy. Sometimes we're just insistent upon our own way. We're rude. We're arrogant. What is it that Paul says in his letter to the church at Corinth? Love is what? Patient. It's kind. It's not rude or arrogant. It's not boastful. It does not insist upon its own way, and it does not keep a record of wrongs. Oh my. 99% of us just got convicted.